saying that she's wanted in class. Alrighty, so just real fast, yeah, housekeeping things. I sent you guys an email this morning, but I kind of just wanted to go over, right? Regardless of where you are with like cohort A, cohort B, we're just gonna keep it status quo, right? We're gonna have our instructional days on cohort A, okay, and then cohort B is going to remain somewhat the same. I'm gonna have you guys check in the beginning of cohort B. You guys might have some assignments to do as well in small groups. Okay, so just be aware that cohort B is going to be more like a work period, but we're still going to maintain like that sense of community within our classroom. So we're just going to make sure that whenever we have class, you're there, right? Okay, so cohort A, instructional, you got to be there, right? Cohort B, we can schedule time to meet up. It's more like a flex period. So if you guys need additional tutoring or if you need to meet up for some reason, great. If there is a group assignment, then small group assignment, then you would use cohort B for that. Okay, good to go? Everybody clear on that? Okay, so today we have two things that we need to do. Okay, so I want you guys to get your planners so that we can make sure that everybody understands. I've had to make some adjustments to certain things, but we should be ready today to just jam out our essays. Okay. Caleb, what is confusing about next week's face-to-face?
So we're, like cohort B, we're just gonna work in the classroom?
Sometimes, yeah.
Okay.
For the most part, you're gonna do some work in the classroom, but we're also gonna do a quick check-in the beginning for the whole class, okay? Just so that we maintain that sense of community in our classroom. And then if there are like group assignments that you need to do, then you would do it during cohort B. Okay, I'm trying to make the most out of the time that you guys are supposed to be in class, because we're trying to transition back to you know what our new school day looks like. Okay, so if it's not going to work out, then we'll just quickly make adjustments. Okay, I think we at this point are all super flexible and can make those adjustments. So I don't know, we'll see. Yeah, Sophia, question.
So like for us being in cohort B, we just, when we come to school, we're just gonna do like work, like no instruction.
It depends. For the check-in, we're gonna do like a quick check-in for the first 5 minutes, and then it's a work period. Yeah, unless you have to do something with your group. If you have, you know, if there's a group work assignment. Okay? So obviously there's going to be membing that you're going to be doing during cohort B. Okay, I want to make it clear, like I'm trying to get you guys to have your weekends somewhat free. Okay, I remember like my little sisters and even my brother, like there were times where we had family functions during the weekend and they wouldn't come because they were doing their work. Does that make sense to you guys? And like, I don't know, like I find it kind of like they missed out on some of the family events because they were doing their work during the weekends. Okay, so for us, like, I don't know, I really value family time. I hope you guys do as well. Okay, so that's just what I'm trying to do here for you guys. Okay, so with that being said, in your planners, I need you guys to write down two things. Okay, so today we're going to do a quick activity with in a small group, just kind of going back and forth with, we're going to write this essay explaining or persuading your audience members as to why you truly care and why other people should truly care about your social injustice topic. Right? Everybody clear on that? Yeah. Okay. So we're going to do a small group dissection on one of the poems from Jamaica Osorio in the first part of this class. And then I'm going to show you guys another slam poem so that you guys can kind of wrap your head on what you're doing. Okay, and then we're going to transition to our essay. Okay, because I'm going to give you the rest of the period to work on your essay. Okay, so in your planner, I need you to write down essay is due tomorrow at 10:30 at night. And the reason why is it's supposed to be a pretty straightforward essay, right? If you did your work, you should have all the information you need. And then some of you guys already started writing kind of like a rough draft using the outline. So I think the transition into an MLA format with the works cited page and then you crafting this persuasive essay should be pretty straightforward. Okay, so that's what we have. Okay, and then you're going to try and attempt to write a really rough draft of your poem. Okay, of your first attempt at this poem. And the reason why you're going to do that is because we got to start creating so that you guys can memorize your poems. Okay. Any questions on that? So just essay and then rough draft of your poem this week. Ken? Okay. All right, so let's get started with our day. It's going to be so weird to see you guys face to face. It's going to be so weird, but we're promising each other that we're not going to be like super awkward, right? Yeah, we're trying to not be super awkward. Okay, alrighty. So I am going to put you guys into breakout rooms, but before I do that, let's get into our canvas so that you guys can kind of see. We're just going to do a quick poetry slam study. It's going to take about 12 minutes to do. Okay, so when you guys click on, and I'm just going to share my screen so that everybody understands where I'm at. So when you click on the first part of your module, which is the poetry slam study, everybody see that? Okay, you click on this assignment right here. Each group is going to turn in just one. Okay, you can just copy and paste this into the discussion board at the end of 12 minutes. Can? Okay, and so what we're going to do is in your small groups, and then I'm going to give you guys, assign you guys which poem. There are 5 poems total in this YouTube video, okay? And so you guys are going to be looking at certain videos, so certain parts. So does everybody see at the very top where it says poem 1? Okay, it's from the very start to, and it ends at 3 minutes and 33 seconds. Everybody see that, right? Yes or no? Okay, poem 2. So room 1, you guys are going to be working on poem 1. Okay, and that's going to be Alexis, Alohi, Kea, Caleb, and Tiare. Okay, that's group 1, poem 1. Group 2 is going to be Dylan, Elise, Jaden, Alonzo, Estrada, and Makaya.
I cannot get onto the video.
Oh, can anybody else? Can? Okay, so one of you guys in your group will share your screen and play it. Okay, we'll do it that way. Where am I? Group 3 is going to be Jaden, Kaolapa, and Ileana. Group 4 is going to be Journey, Cadence, and Lindsay. And group 5 will be Autumn, Sierra, and Sophia. Everybody good to go? So just one copy, okay? So if you guys look, you're gonna type in your group members. One person will do that, okay? Hopefully you guys get that going. And then what you guys are gonna do is you're just gonna work on this together. What is the main idea of the poem? Okay, somebody type that out. And then each of you guys in the group will take one of the pathos, logos, or ethos section. Okay, and then your conclusion will be done together as well. Everybody good to go? Okay, so don't forget, you're gonna put your names next to which one that you're focusing on. There's groups with 4 people in there, so the group with 4 people will type in the main idea and conclusion with the help of your group. Everybody good? Okay. All right, you have 12 minutes. Okay, go for it.
Okay.
Hi, you guys.
Hello.
How's everybody doing?
Good.
Awesome. Okay, so what group are you guys? 1? Okay, so you guys are going to go to somebody get the poem up and running, and then let's play it from the beginning. Okay. So this group has how many of you guys are in this group? 4. Okay, so just go ahead and point out which one, which rhetorical appeals you're going to focus on. Okay, and then we'll go from there. Hi, Tiare, how you doing? Good. Okay, alohi kea. I didn't get to see your outline and stuff, so make sure you upload it. Okay. Alexis, you too, yeah.
Did you see my outline?
Mm-mm.
Finished it. Wait, where am I supposed to put it?
In Canvas.
Oh, like upload it? I can't upload it now.
Mahalo. Okay, go ahead and focus on your poems, and then we'll move on.
I want to say what an honor it is to be on this stage and to follow so many beautiful Kanaka, especially the Wahine who came up today and shared their mana'o. For those of you who know my work, when I started writing, I was incredibly angry. And if you don't believe that, just talk to my mother, she'll tell you. I hated the English language. I hated America. I didn't know there was a word for the disease that was eating the people around me, but I hated that too. I got on stage and I yelled poetry. And it was good for me. It was necessary. But then a few years later, at my first year at Stanford, I took a class called Indigenous Identities and Diaspora Through Performance. My professor, Shireen Raga, who is fantastic, look her up, she's amazing. She's a fiercely queer activist scholar. She helped me develop a vocabulary for understanding art as activism and art as resistance. Later that summer, I traveled to Bogota, Colombia, and said, yes, I am a poet activist. I am a part of a genealogy of women and men of color who write as a method of resisting. I got on stage and yelled. The non-English speaking audience applauded my fierce activism. I felt radical. And you know what? I wasn't completely unradical, but the diverse drama that doesn't require yelling, which I haven't shown you yet because all I've done is yell at you for the last 10 minutes. But there's something important in that lesson to learn how to make your words worth more than the sum of their parts. And that's important in language. And don't get me wrong, I don't think that anger is unproductive. I'm certainly not the first Hawaiian to be angry. In fact, just this month, my favorite Hawaiian activist, Jonathan K. Kamakawiwo Ole Osorio, my father, shared a moment of rage with me during our breakfast routine while he was writing an essay in response to the trial of the Queen, which just started last night. He said, I'm gonna kick their asses. I'm gonna kick their asses till the day that I die. That's my life mission. And that it is. Our life mission is to assert ourselves in Mo'olelo, silence how it seems through them we have been forgotten. I wonder how it is they cannot see. I wonder what has made them so blind. Pai kaleo ke kai. I arrived to find the couple men dead, sending songs into the aina before me, scripture composed to the rhythm of your pahu. They land on the ears of friendly host. They claim I am the deity of their dance, the akua they marvel to for this movement, and yet they are ignorant to you. They forget you. Do not see the shadows your palms left pressed against my hips. Do not feel the cool brush of wind to the sweat collected between our skin. They know.
Wait. Oh yeah.
What's up,
Yeah.
baboozes? Baboozers. Hi.
Wait, we're in group 5, right?
Yeah, you group 5.
Okay.
Sorry.
Did you guys pick which part you're going to be focusing on? Okay.
You should probably read all your poems out loud.
What? Who needs help? What's going on here?
Just had a little confusion.
About what? Were you guys not paying attention? I was mentioning the numbers. Did I not mention your guys' names?
I thought we had to watch the whole video.
Oh gosh, no. You can later. It's really good, but we don't have time for that. Sierra, how you doing?
I'm okay. I thought I was in group 1.
No. Did I say your name?
No, I just thought I was in group 1.
I said Tiare, Caleb, Alohike, and Alexis. Maybe you got mixed up with Caleb and Alexis put together. I don't know. Okay. All right. Did you find it? 1830. Who's playing the video? We gotta get going, girls. Okay.
Can we watch it on our own?
No.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh, you're watching it on your own?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, you guys. Share the screen and then you guys can work on the your copy together. Okay. Gosh, good thing Auntie went check on you guys. You guys crazy. Ugh.
Own worst enemies, terrorists dressed as patriots. Look around you. The death toll is rising with the sea level. We are all still counting sinking bodies. It is time to decide who is going to be privileged enough to survive next time. Oh my kako.
Who's doing pathos? Okay, good. Logos. Okay, and ethos. Okay, so Tiara, you're working on the front and back end of the worksheet. Okay. Alrighty. Can you put your worksheet in the chat so I can see what you guys are doing? Alexis, yes?
Okay, so on the canvas, where do I put the what's it called?
It says brainstorm and outline. It's in module 4.1.
Like, how do I turn it in? Is it in the module under this one? Oh yeah, it is.
It says brainstorm and outline, and then you click the submit assignment, and then upload the assignment.
Okay, I submitted it.
Mahalo nui loa. Appreciate. Can you just do me a favor and put your name next to the pathos, logos, and ethos, and then Tiara, maybe you can put your name next to the parts you were focusing on, like at the very top, it says main idea of the poem. Maybe you guys can all work on that as well, okay? Before you guys copy and paste it to the chat. You guys are doing great. Good, good, good. Okay, thank you. And then Alohi Kale, when you have a chance, could you upload your research and your brainstorm and outline as well? Hello, could you guys do me a favor and send your worksheet onto the into the chat so I can kind of see what's going on. How's it going, Miss Elise? You doing good?
Mm,
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 you look tired.
mm.
It's like we need a vacation from our vacation. No, you
Huh?
good to go, Jaden?
No, I think we just need a longer vacation.
Right, like 2 weeks, yeah, you guys. I don't know, man. I'm like not even feeling that great. Had a headache for like 2 weeks, 2 days now. Not good. Okay, can you guys do me a big favor? Like whoever's doing like pathos, logos, and ethos, go ahead and put your name next to it so I know which one, who did what. Okay. Mahalo. And then who's doing the main idea and the conclusion? Okay, so Dylan, go ahead and make sure you put your name next to like conclusion so I know that you did that one. You guys ready to come back to school? No. Dylan, you're not ready for that long bus ride back and look, your brother. No. Oof. What's his name again? Brayton. Brayson. Grayson. I'm having a tutu moment. I can't hear.
He's kind of sassy. My bad.
He's kind of sassy. That's okay. I think Makaya means regulator in Hawaiian, so. All right, and then Jaden, I saw your outline, brainstorming outline, so Got it. And then Dylan, did you see what I wrote for your brainstorming outline? Okay, so the talk story is about that in just a bit. Okay. How you guys doing? Are you guys almost done? Yeah. Okay, another couple minutes and then we'll move on. Hi guys. Can you do me a favor and send the link to your worksheet in the chat?
Okay, yeah.
Okay. Anna, I need your brainstorm and outline. Can you post that into? Yeah. Let me see. Kaulapa, did you get to see what I wrote for your outline and stuff?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. And then
When is the rough draft due for our poem?
next week. Next week. So
Okay.
I'm trying to like section off your week where like by tomorrow you should be done with your essay because it should be pretty straightforward. Your essay should be pretty like just follow the outline. But it's the poem that I'm like more concerned about. But you need your essay in order to get to your poem because then you can start memorizing and things like that. So
Okay.
yeah, that should work out. Okay, let me see what you guys have.
We just need to finish. We just need to do our conclusion and the main idea.
Perfect. Part of me is like in complete awe at how she can create these poems. Like if you were to watch the rest of this YouTube video, like it is mind-blowing just how she transitions from one poem to the next and how everything she says kind of just punches you in the face and the heart at the same time. Unreal. Okay, good. So if you guys ever have for 12th grade, you guys might have Mrs. DeRago for 12th grade. Super cool. Like she reads with you guys. She'll read Hiaka Kapolio Pele, the huge book. And that book has so much in there that you guys could like totally run with. And I wish we could read it earlier, but I think it's just so complex that 12th grade is where it's at. Anyway, I gotta go. Somebody's asking for help. You guys can be good, Jado, in a bit. Uh-oh, we lost Anna. Okay. Hi.
Hello, Miss Cobbleton.
Hello.
Um,
I'm afraid to ask. Are you guys doing okay? You guys almost pal?
we're a little confused.
Okay, can you show me your can you just send the your worksheet in the chat so I can see what you guys are confused about?
I think Sierra needs some assistance.
Okay, Sierra. Wait, where's the worksheet? Sierra, what do you need help with? You mean these two guys couldn't help you?
It's kind of confusing.
We
Okay.
kind of
Blame
see what
that.
she's talking about.
Okay, where are you? Where is the thing? I can't.
What is the logic in this? Like for the statistics
Wait, where is your worksheet? Did you send it to me?
in
Yeah.
chat.
I need access.
Share with you.
Wait, here's the link. With access.
Okay.
Oh,
Can you guys put your name next to the pathos, logos, and ethos so that I know which one is who's doing what? Okay, so what are some of did she share any facts during this? You know, like, did she drop some names? Did she drop some dates? Did she talk about a certain mo'olelo?
Talked about the hips.
I don't really understand the poem.
Oh.
What are the hips?
Did she
I don't understand. I'm
You
not
don't-
good at
Huh.
image.
Okay, let's have your classmates help you out. What was the poem talking about?
We don't know either.
It's hard to understand because I think we're like the last, so it was like we didn't know what she was talking about.
Ah,
It was so short.
mm-hmm. Okay. So she's talking about the mo'olelo of Hiaka Kapolio Pele, correct?
Oh,
Right, and how it kind of links to honoring women.
oh,
No.
I don't know.
Try go back and play some of it for me. There's 5 poems in here.
Okay,
Yeah, just try play like the beginning part.
okay. Do you want me to share my screen or can I
Yeah,
just?
please.
Oh wait, I can't share.
Why?
I don't know.
Okay, somebody else share. Just play like the first like half a minute of it.
Ami ke kai o Nana Huki. She turns the sea of Nana Huki. Only the silence replies, reminding me I have much still to learn of your body. I'm going to share with you guys one last poem, and then I'm just going to run off stage really awkwardly because that's what I do. But I want to mahalo everyone who is here today, and especially the people who put together this event for inviting me. So give a round of applause for everyone who's been here today. Hopoi kapohaku. I fight to remember the lush of you, the makani your skin caressed from this forest, your kuahivi hips calling this papa to Ami. Made a fool by our love, body turned cavity of fire. How is it that softness never stays? The lush always fades. Now you are stone. Ah, pa'aikala, silk retired to flame. Man will wall his heo with your body. Marvel at the strength of you. You taunt him. He will wish himself a lover in your image, strong, unable to leave. I will tell him that all body's beauty is in dance. In the taunt of come and go, all love's magic is in the choice to stay. Pele and I shall die, a Kua body to ash and dust, your newly sharpened skin, the only proof memory provides. You know, we think ourselves invincible as gods, but when the last Kanaka forgets our name, we dissolve. Hopoi, kapohaku, the only to remain. Mahalo.
Ah. Is there any logos in this poem?
Pele.
Okay, so we can write Pele's name, right? So there was some kind of relay metaphor, right? Or mention of Pele, but was there any like date? No. Okay. Was there any thing appealing to logic? There was one part about how if you forget your name, right, then the Hawaiian people will no longer exist. So there's a if and then kind of approach there, and that would be logos. Okay, you're just trying to see if you can follow the reasoning, right, the logic. So sometimes poems don't have like a strong logos present because sometimes poems are just about the pathos and the ethos. Okay.
Okay.
Alrighty.
I don't have to give at least 3 specific examples.
No, because you can't make it up if it's not there.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm just confused.
Okay. And then just finish the conclusion.
Okay.
What was she trying to make you do? How persuasive was this piece? Was it kind of persuasive? Did it need to be longer? Like, so that's a kind of like,
I think so.
assessment of this piece you would do. Like, it kind of comes out of nowhere, right? But maybe if you were to listen to her entire like spiel, right? Because there's 4 other poems that comes before that. And each time she says a poem before that, she introduces it. So maybe that's why it's like kind of like, what the heck is that? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. So was she kind of like the second question in the conclusion? What do you feel the poet was trying to get across with this poem? Like, she was probably trying to be really metaphoric, but what, right? Were you able to get there? Right? Not really, right? So these are some of the things you can kind of keep in mind as you guys begin to write your poems, okay? So that would be a really good thing to mention in yours, okay? All right. I'm gonna check with one more group and then go ahead and finish up, and then we're gonna move on, okay? You guys almost done? Okay. Can you make sure, did you put your names next to like pathos, logos, and blah, blah, blah? Okay. And then could you send your worksheet in the chat so I can kind of see what you guys are up to? Hi, Journey, how you doing? Okay. Did you upload your brainstorm and outline for me? I gotta grade it.
Oh, not yet.
Okay, can you do that? And then Cadence, did you see what I wrote for yours? Okay, missing half, I think. Okay, and then Lindsay. Okay, did I get that? Okay, thank you. Oh, you guys had the Hiyaka one.
We were kind of confused at what she was saying, but can I ask like right now, like what we thought or what I thought it meant?
Yeah, so the conclusion, right? I mean, it's kind of, it's a performance piece, right? And so like, are you going to get everything? Probably not, right? Even like if we were to do this live, like how persuasive was this piece? Like, was it pretty authentic? Was it like make you want to care about something, right? And you can be honest and just say like, well, maybe, but I think I missed the mark. Maybe I missed the mark, or maybe, it wasn't explained enough, right? So these are the things you're going to keep in mind as you guys create your own poem, right? Like, do I give enough hints to be able to extend the metaphor, right? Because if not, then what the heck are you talking about, right? Stop fighting with your twin. Look at you fighting with your twin.
She was gonna show me a TikTok. Okay. Anyways, but like, writing about like the ending of Hiyaka's and Hopoi's relationship. So then like how he was just watching her kind of move on, right?
Yeah,
Kind of.
like walking away from the situation. So these poems are really interesting because she is assuming that we know something about this Mo'olelo, right? And we kind of, we've heard bits and pieces here and there, maybe, right? If we're lucky, right? But if you come from like a different place in the universe, they're going to be like, what the heck are you talking about, right? So for you guys, like this conclusion part, like it's kind of for you guys to take note, yeah? Like, was this like, did she give you enough to understand what was going on? Are you going to give your audience members enough of a background to figure it out? Okay, that's good. That's good to know. Even like one of the other groups, like there was no logos in her last poem, right? And sometimes sometimes poems don't have all three appeals, right? Should it? Maybe. It's your call. Okay. All right, we good? Can finish up and then we'll move on. Okay. Who's that? Okay, did you guys were you guys able to drop in, copy and paste your work into the discussion board? Okay. So in order for you guys to kind of see what's going on in the discussion board, you have to at least submit something. I don't my suggestion to you guys is to just copy and paste and then put it in the text box so that you can kind of see, so you don't have to click onto something else. Yeah. So in the discussion board, what I would like you guys to do is this. All right. What did you notice about the poem that you guys had to look at, right? So a couple of the things that surfaced was that not all three rhetorical appeals were present in some of the poems, which I thought was pretty interesting, right? Okay. Why? Do you need all three rhetorical appeals? Okay. The other thing that popped up was these references to Mo'olelo, right? Or references to history. Did you have enough? Did she give enough background information for you guys to get what she was saying? Right, so just do a quick reflection on what you learned about writing poems, okay, based off of what you just took a look at. Okay, so on the discussion board, let's further this discussion. Okay, so what did you learn Okay, so I added the question in the chat, but go ahead and continue the discussion in the discussion board, please. Okay. What did you notice about her delivery of her performance? Was it hard to understand at times? What was good? What was not so good? What was her message available? Like, for example, if someone had no idea about the Mo'olelo she was referring to, would a person be able to understand what she was trying to say? Right? Maybe, maybe not, right? How does she present this level of conviction, right? These things that that come out when you guys write poems, right? How do you make someone else feel the same way that you do? Can you? And writing is very interesting because it's like your ideas are created in words and then somebody else reads these words and then feels a something, right? Very interesting. Okay. So go ahead in the discussion board. Okay, what did you learn from these poems that you had to look over? Alrighty. So girls that just joined us, we're just like reflecting back on what we learned about slam poems. Okay, and so from yours, what did you learn? We're just dropping that into the discussion board so that we have something that you can see what the other kids have done. Okay, so let's take about maybe 2 more minutes to just drop in kind of like a eureka moment. What did you learn from the piece that you dissected and analyzed? Okay, so we have some takeaways popping up here, right? What did we learn, right, about watching Jamaica Osorio perform her poems, right? And so if you look, right, a lot of it deals with what? Holy smokes, right? Being able to speak and enunciate clearly, right? What did Caleb say? Something about, yeah, how do you add in those metaphors and statistics to gain credibility within a poem, right? Poems aren't just about feelings, right? It's like, how do you incorporate actual like informative statements, right? Makaya said that she spoke really fast, right? Do we have to speak really fast in order to create this poetry slam? I don't think so. Can you speak a little quieter and then maybe change the pace of your words? I think so, right? But I don't know if like speed is a requirement. If not, then we could become, give me a rapper's name, Eminem, Macklemore, somebody like that, right? And we're like, what did he say? Have you ever heard the rap song Informer? No? Ask your parents. They're like around my age. I don't know what he's saying in that song. Okay, let's see. Tiari said too that she learned that using historical references can bring more context. Yes. Very good. Okay, let's go ahead and wrap this up. Ooh. Right. Okay. Very good. Good job, Elise. I like what you said about like for you guys, like I'm looking at the topics that you've chosen for your social injustice. And Elise is talking about in the discussion board about having that passion and conviction for the topic, right? I mean, if you don't find something that you're passionate about, then the poem gets real flat real fast, right? There's just nothing to it, okay? And it will come out in your writing. So make sure that you're willing to bleed for it, right? Make sure that you're willing to stand up for it. Okay. Alrighty. We're gonna just do a quick closure to this. Okay. I'm going to now, oh, Jaden Bettis came back. Awesome. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna play for you guys this poem, okay? And what I want you guys to do is we're gonna just throw in comments in the chat. What do you notice? All right. We're just gonna document the impact of this poem. So Shane Cozen has created this poem on TED Talks regarding bullying. Okay, and my question to you, okay, is how do you make maybe an old social injustice something of a new topic for somebody else, right? How do you renew the efforts of an old fight, right? Bullying. How can we talk about bullying one more time, right? Like common sense, right? So some of you guys chose some real overly talked about topics. So my question to you guys is how do you renew the efforts of something that you've chosen? A lot of you guys chose race issues, LGBTQ issues, gun rights, right? In the last, week? More craziness have broken out. Okay, so how do you renew that? Okay, I'm gonna play this video for you guys. Everybody open up your chat and be ready to comment on what is going on here, what kind of impact this makes on you, okay? Oh, you know what? I did not.
Pork chop.
Can you hear that?
To this day,
Yeah.
I hate pork chops. I'm not the only kid who grew up this way. Surrounded by people who used to say that rhyme about sticks and stones. As if broken bones hurt more than the names we got called, and we got called them all. So we grew up believing no one would ever fall in love with us, that we'd be lonely forever, that we'd never meet someone to make us feel like the sun was something they built for us in their tool shed. So broken heartstrings bled the blues, and we tried to empty ourselves so we'd feel nothing. Don't tell me that hurts less than a broken bone. That an ingrown life is something surgeons can cut away, that there's no way for it to metastasize. It does. She was 8 years old, our first day of grade 3 when she got called ugly. We both got moved to the back of class so we would stop getting bombarded by spitballs. But the school halls were a battleground. We found ourselves outnumbered day after wretched day. We used to stay inside for recess because outside was worse. Outside, we'd have to rehearse running away or learn to stay still like statues, giving no clues that we were there. In grade 5, they taped a sign to the front of her desk that read, "Beware of dog." To this day, despite a loving husband, she doesn't think she's beautiful because of a birthmark that takes up a little less than half her face. Kids used to say she looks like a wrong answer that someone tried to erase but couldn't quite get the job done. And they'll never understand that she's raising 2 kids whose definition of beauty begins with the word mom. Because they see her heart before they see her skin, because she'll never always been amazing. He was a broken branch grafted onto a different family tree. Adopted, not because his parents opted for a different destiny. He was 3 when it became a mixed drink of 1 part left alone and 2 parts tragedy. Started therapy in 8th grade. Had a personality made up of tests and pills. Lived like the uphills were mountains and the downhills were cliffs. 4/5 suicidal, a tidal wave of antidepressants, and an adolescent being called pauper. 1 part because of the pills, 99 parts because of the cruelty. He tried to kill himself in grade 10 when a kid who could still go home to mom and dad had the audacity to tell him, get over it. As if depression is something that could be remedied by any of the contents found in a first aid kit. To this day, he has a stick of TNT lit from both ends, could describe to in detail the way the sky bends in a moment before it's about to fall. And despite an army of friends who all call him an inspiration, he remains a conversation piece between people who can't understand. Sometimes being drug-free has less to do with addiction and more to do with sanity. We weren't the only kids who grew up this way. To this day, kids are still being called names. The classics were, hey, stupid. Hey, spaz. Seems like every school has an arsenal of names getting updated every year. And if a kid breaks into school and no one around chooses to hear it, they make a sound. They're just background noise from a soundtrack stuck on repeat when people say things like, kids can be cruel. Every school was a big top circus tent. And the pecking order went from acrobats to lion tamers, from clowns to carnies, all of these miles ahead of who we were. We were freaks. Lobster claw boys and bearded ladies, oddities, juggling depression and loneliness, playing solitaire, spin the bottle, trying to kiss the wounded parts of ourselves and heal. But at night, while the others slept, we kept walking the tightrope. It was practice, and yes, some of us fell. But I want to tell them that all of this is just debris left over when we finally decide to smash all the things we thought we used to be. And if you can't see anything beautiful about yourself, get a better mirror, look a little closer, stare a little longer, because there's something inside you that made you keep trying despite everyone who told you to quit. You built a cast around your broken heart and signed it yourself. You signed it, they were wrong, because maybe you didn't belong to a group or a clique. Maybe they decided to pick you last for basketball or everything. Maybe you used to bring bruises and broken teeth to show and tell but never told. Because how can you hold your ground if everyone around you wants to bury you beneath it? You have to believe that they were wrong. They have to be wrong. Why else would we still be here? We grew up learning to cheer on the underdog because we see ourselves in them. We stem from a root planted in the belief that we are not what we were called. We are not abandoned cars stalled out and sitting empty on some highway. And if in some way we are, don't worry, we only got out to walk and get gas. We are graduating members from the class of we made it, not the faded echoes of voices crying out, names will never hurt me. Of course, they did. But our lives will only ever always continue to be a balancing act that has less to do with pain and more to do with beauty.
All righty. So let's go ahead and look at the chat and see what we came up with. Okay, so we got a change in tone, volume, and pace. Right, we have this topic of being highly judged, right? So relevant topics, right? How do you make something old new again, right? How do you make people care, right? Yeah, racism. We're not supposed to say certain things or do certain things based off of the color of someone's skin. How do you make someone care again? That matters, right? Okay, so what else do we have? We have, yes, a different emotion, right? We have this sliding ruler of hope and of realness, right? We have, what else? The gesture journey. That was a really good thing to point out, was the gestures. His gestures correspond to what he's saying, right? How do you work that in there? Whew, that's going to be like the final thing that you're going to have to build into your performance piece, is the gestures. Or maybe you start, right? Whatever you're feeling, do it with your hands too, right? Okay. What else? It's read with a lot of passion, and he looks at it from different perspectives. That is a very good point to make, right? Tiare, you can't just be compassionate without looking at the other side of the argument. And we know that, right? If not, then it's just one-sided and no one's going to listen. Okay, very good. Very good, yes. All righty, moving on. Okay, so there's that. Okay, we are in this week's module in Canvas. So very good. That was a very good activity for you guys to do. I'm going to quickly shift gears a bit because I need to give you guys time to start working on your essay. But what I would like you guys to do is to just go down to module 4.2 at the very bottom where it says poetry slam, brainstorm, rough draft. Everybody look there, please. This is going to be due March 30th, 10:30 at night. Okay, so here's your brainstorm worksheet. Okay, and so I want you guys to go ahead and make a copy already. So what I'm doing here for you guys is to kind of set you guys up. And if you guys need, I'll just put it in the chat so you guys can kind of quickly do this. Make your copy already, put your name in front of it so that you know which one to turn in. Okay, so this is kind of like a graphic organizer on what you guys are focusing on. So we're gonna focus on the what, the how, and the why in your brainstorm. Okay, you're gonna leave the lower right-hand corner blank because that's what you're gonna use to share out. All right, everybody clear on that? So maybe you guys type in there, leave it blank, okay? Or for next class, yeah. For next class. Okay, so just leave that blank. Leave this blank. I can spell. All right, so the first part, top left-hand corner, is the topic and the message of the poem. This is the what, right? What message are you trying to perform in your poem, right? On the right-hand side is a little bit, you guys might have to highlight things that you're thinking about doing. So internal structure of a poem deals with how are you going to, right? How are you going to say this message? Do you start with the lay? So the lay organization is where you start with the idea at the beginning, and then you take the audience on a journey and then return to the beginning. Okay, so if you guys look, we've also have some kind of like spatial organization, Malka to Makai, right? You start at the top of whatever it is and you end at the bottom, right? There's some other internal organizations that you guys can take and run with it. What I did was I tried to give you guys as many ideas as possible just to take a look at, right? So like the ahupua'a, right? The land division. How do you use this concept of ahupua'a to help tell your poem, right? Number 4, kaihoi, right, is the tides, right? So if you guys are like ocean people, how do you embed that into your poem? Okay, these are just suggestions here. We can go through like the others, but I just wanted to show you guys, and then go ahead, I would highlight 3, okay? So at least highlight 3. Highlight 3 possibilities, okay? And then the explanation of the poem. This is your why, right? Why did you choose this topic, right? So this might be like the introduction to your poem, okay? Everybody good on that? Scroll down below the box, below the table, and this is where you're going to write your first draft. We can call it a rough draft, okay? This is like as rough as it's going to get. Okay, everybody good on that? Okay, you made your own copy. Okay, very good. All right, so let's move on because I'm going to give you guys the rest of the period to work on your essay now. Okay, so let's look. Go to essay on civil disobedience, which is in our module for this week. So as you guys type out your essays, I need you to focus on 2 things to strengthen your persuasive essays. The first one is, how do you incorporate the 3 rhetorical appeals, right? So there's just your, just a quick graphic organizer on the 3 rhetorical appeals. Some of you guys notice that certain rhetorical appeals works well, right? But I think all of us notice that when you present 3 rhetorical appeals in a persuasive writing, it becomes balanced, right? Okay. Number 2, the second task you're going to focus on while writing is this. I need you guys to add at least 1 counter argument, right? A persuasive essay or persuading someone well is done when you create or when you add in a counter argument. Okay, so what I did was I gave you guys some sentence starters, right? And some of you guys use these already, right? Some argue that, you know, we should hold on to our phones for like 5 years because it's good to go. But, right, what's your counterpoint? So those are some of the sentence starters that you may use. Those are just suggestions, right? Although some vehemently maintain or claim or contend or expostulate, right? Testify, dispute. Let's use those. Let's use some really strong language in your persuasive essays. At the very bottom, so you have a basic outline of your essay, right? What I did was I tried to help you to focus your efforts a little bit more here. Okay, so if you look at the introduction, your hook, bridge, and thesis, right? How are you going to grab the reader's attention, right? The bridge connects to the why, connects the why to the what, and then your thesis is the main idea, right? The purpose of the essay. Okay, so your background information stays the same, but what I wanted to focus on is number 3, 4, and 5 of your essay. Okay, so paragraph 3, the reason, right? Why do you care, right? So let's kind of focus it more on why do you care. And number 2, why should others care, right? This is the invitation for other people to care about why you care so much. And finally, the conclusion. As you notice in Shane's poem of To This Day, he goes back and forth on the truth and the hope, right? He goes back and forth on the truth and the call to action, right? So how do you conclude, right? This is what's going on, right? But the future looks bright, right? Because if we can get on board, we can move forward together, right? How do we make this world a better place? What I did was I also gave you the link to the works cited page, so you should be good to go with that. Okay, so this essay is worth 50 points. So if you guys look, the introduction and the conclusion, they should be tied together, right? They should be tied together. Okay, so make sure that you have all the components necessary for the introduction. Make sure that the thesis is clear. Okay, details. I'm gonna ask for a minimum of 4 details, right? Direct quotes, references, right? How do you embed the quotes properly? Next, explanation. Okay, we need to make sure that you tie in those details to support your thesis. Next, diction, which is word choice. Yeah, to compel someone to care will depend on the words that you choose. Okay, so make sure that you guys also add in that 1 counter argument. If you want to add in more counter arguments, counterpoints, counterclaims, great. Okay, but at least have 1 in there. And then your works cited page, minimum 3 sources. Make sure it's in alphabetical order, MLA format. Okay, you guys good? Okay. Let me see. Everybody else, you guys can kind of sign off. I'm going to be looking at this tomorrow, so make sure cohort B, okay? Anybody else needs to stay after because you have questions or you did not turn in your brainstorm and outline, please stay on with me. The rest of you guys, hammer it out. You guys have a good solid 20 minutes. Okay, nice to see you guys. Can't wait to see you guys in person. Okay, Caleb, you want to go first?
Yeah. So for next week, I won't be on the island Wednesday and Thursday.
Oh, okay.
So what do you want me to do?
Are you going to have access to Wi-Fi or?
Yeah, I can
Okay.
go on Zoom too.
Okay,
I just won't be able to come in person.
okay, just zoom in then.
Okay.
Make
so,
sure that you clear it with the school though, okay? Because yeah, that's really
Yeah, we can.
important. Okay, all good.
So come in Zoom on both days, or just one?
Come into Zoom cohort A, right? Because that's the instructional day.
Yeah.
Okay, all right, cool.
Cool.
Okay, who's next? Alohikea, did you submit it yet? Okay,
I'm gonna submit it, but I don't have a question.
okay. All right, go ahead and do that, and then I will take a look to see what's going on with you, okay? Okay, all right, awesome. Yes, Sierra, I see your hand. I see your fingers.
So I don't understand like cohort. So cohort A,